Okay, if you've decided to go ahead and start your Digication ePortfolio, right now we have to do a certain workaround when you're starting from Canvas. The problem is that the new ePortfolio is a lot easier to use than the old ePortfolio. However, the new ePortfolio does not work within Canvas unless you do this funky little workaround. Now, the immediate thing you're seeing on the screen here is not necessarily what you'll see when you first go to your Digication link. That'll be in whatever the way your instructor has it set up on in your Canvas. This is just the one that a student has allowed me to borrow a login ID to show you how this works. So what you would do to start your ePortfolio so that you can begin a new ePortfolio, but then later access it through Canvas, is to do this. Log into Digication. And what it's going to do is say, welcome to Digication. Now, what will happen is it will actually give you a question, do you want to continue, and ask you to abide by the terms and conditions. And since I wanted to make sure that this worked before I made the video, I've already gone through that and I can't undo that. So unfortunately, I can't show you that. But once you finish that, you will see this screen. And to make a new ePortfolio, which is what you need to do, you're going to go ahead and click this particular plus sign. Now go ahead and make a new ePortfolio. It doesn't matter what you name it. Well, actually it does. We're going to click it, choose an ePortfolio title, and we're going to call it Old School ePortfolio number 1. We're going to get rid of it so it doesn't matter what you title it, but do it something that you know you're going to delete it. And you want to choose Create from Scratch. You do not want to choose a template because otherwise it's going to hang up and you're not going to get anywhere. Create from scratch. And then you see Old School ePortfolio. Now what you want to do is click on it. And you're taken to the Digication site where you're in Old School Portfolio number 1. Well, that's fine, except that this is really not where you want to be. What you should do is to come up here to Home and see here, My ePortfolio. Now click the plus sign. The plus sign then takes you to where you can create a new style ePortfolio and apply our majors template and start working toward your capstone course in the way that we're hoping will be a useful thing for you. Now, here is where you should name your ePortfolio in the manner that will be useful to you. So likely the easiest thing to do would be to name it your name, and then ePortfolio, or something like that. You don't want to name it Liberal Studies ePortfolio or anything generic like that, because there are going to be a lot of those. You want to make sure that you can go ahead and find yours. And if you notice, the URL is your name ePortfolio. See here, your ePortfolio will be private initially, then you will be prompted later on. Now, pick a template from the library. The default template is Digications, and you really don't want to use that. The LBS T210 templates are too small for what you want to do. To make the template for your entire major, not just one class, what you're using is the LBST Majors Department Portfolio template. So click that and click Create. It'll say Creating. And now you will see that you've got mercerdigication.com, your name, ePortfolio, welcome. This is now your ePortfolio. You've got instructions. You've got, things you can do. You've got an About Me page that you can change to suit you. You've got a place to put your own concentrations, again, with some instructions. You've got a place where you can add information about your major courses, Gen Ed, advising, where you can, for example, add your own filled in 2017-2018 advisement worksheet, both for Gen Ed and for liberal studies, the outcomes of your program, your resume, your contact information, etc. You can change this field by clicking on any part of the little white bit and clicking Edit. Since we don't want to change anything right now, we'll click Cancel. You can change any part of this page by clicking Settings. And I know not all of this is showing up on the film, but it'll give you a whole bunch of options. And the first thing you'll want to do is going to be to publish changes. And that will give you, this is set to be private by default. Would you like to change its permission? And in this case, it's private to you. You can change, you can edit. I would recommend private within Mercer University, or private to you and share with your instructors or with whoever you wish to share with. I'm going to leave this one private because I'm going to delete it. Save settings and publish. No, I don't want to save. And the last thing I want to show you is that on this start thing about this portfolio is that notice here we are in edit mode. When we change, I'm going to come over to the welcome page to show you. Well, we actually should have published everything, but there we go. When I come over here to published view, notice that nothing else is here. Everything else has gone away, including those instructions. But the minute you go back to edit mode, they're there again, so that you can customize this ePortfolio any way you want to, but the instructions to help you along, to remind you of what your goals and outcomes are always going to be there. One last thing. Up in the corner, past where you can see on this screen, is a D. And if you hover your mouse over it, a menu will show up. And a series of items will be. There's a dashboard, a calendar, people, and other menu items. My library, courses, ePortfolios, and subscriptions. Right now, you don't have to worry about all of those. The main thing you want to think about is dashboard. If you click on the dashboard, you'll come here to My ePortfolios, and you see now your name ePortfolio and old school ePortfolio. Now let's say that you want to go ahead and go back into Canvas. Well, the next time you log into Canvas, And this says, oops, so I'm going to log out here and I'm going to log in. So the next time that you go in to Digication, now, wait a minute, where's that new ePortfolio? All you've got is old school Portfolio 1, and if you have deleted it, you've only got that one. Look up here, show all my ePortfolios. Click on that, and now you have your name ePortfolio, and you can get to that new style and work on that from Canvas. You do not have to go through the Digication site. If you do go through the Digication site, your login ID is going to be your Mercer email, your full Mercer email. Your password, however, is not set. So what you need to do is put in your Mercer email and click Forgot My Password. And that will then reset your password, and you can go to your Digication web page through the web page if you want. So to recap, you start in Canvas, you go to your Digication link, you make an ePortfolio from scratch. Then when it takes you to the Digication page, you go back to your dashboard and you make a new ePortfolio. Only this time it will make you make that ePortfolio as a new style ePortfolio. You won't have a choice. That's the ePortfolio you want to name with your name and whatever other identifiers you choose. Apply the Liberal Studies Majors template, and then when you go log back into Canvas, remember, don't panic. You won't see it. You have to click Show All My ePortfolios, and then it'll show up and you'll be able to access it. I hope this helps. I'm very sorry that there is such a workaround. Believe me, we didn't want it to be quite this rough. However, the new ePortfolio should be fully integrated by the beginning of October. So with luck, you won't have to do this within about a month and a half. Thank you.